With the help of Stoic philosophy, let us look into and learn more about the point of view of Seneca. One of the great Stoic philosophers, Seneca, said that the problem is not that we don't have enough time, but that we waste it so often. He compared time to a fast-moving river, saying that it is both valuable and very short. He emphasized how valuable time is, saying that it is the only thing that can't be replaced, and urged us to enjoy every moment. Let's use the timeless lessons from this philosophy in our everyday lives. Today, we'll look at 7 core Stoic principles that could change your life and make you better than 99% of other people. Before we start this trip to find out more, we will learn how to not only live, but really thrive and shine on the stage of life. I want to stress how important your help and engagement are. Please click the like button to help spread the Stoic philosophy to more people. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any videos. Let's continue on this journey of knowledge discovery together, learning how to make the best use of our time. Picture this. People are gathered around a famous Stoic philosopher in the middle of a lush forest. His lesson for the day is about a seemingly simple but deep idea that holds the key to endless success, inner peace, and contentment. While the outside world is always looking for praise and signs of success, he says that real prosperity starts and ends inside. Stoic philosophy always stresses developing inner virtues over getting money from outside sources. You may be wondering how this can put you ahead of 99% of other people. Does success always have to be measured by specific accomplishments and acquisitions? If you create a safe space inside for lobbying, you won't be affected by the constantly changing waves of outside events. This steadiness helps you make better choices, reduces the paralyzing effects of fear and anxiety, and builds a real sense of happiness that isn't based on praise from others. A vivid scene from Justin's artistic life. He is a skilled artist who lives in a busy city and stands out. People around him are always noticing how talented he is, but what makes Justin stand out is that he doesn't put much stock in standard measures of success. In a world where many people think of success as being in important art shows, getting media attention, or making a lot of sales, Justin doesn't care about any of those things. Instead of putting too much effort into this race, Justin finds deep happiness in being creative and expressing his unique vision through each piece of art. His unique way of thinking not only protects him from rejection and negative feedback, but it also makes his work more authentic and refined. Creative autonomy frees Justin from societal expectations or the pressure to meet traditional success metrics, so he can express his soul in an honest way. Justin is a beautiful living example of how to follow your love and be unique in art. He shows that success doesn't always have to be measured by old-fashioned ways. Stoic philosopher Seneca once said that the only way to be truly happy is to enjoy the present without worrying about what will happen in the future. It means realizing that while having hopes and dreams is a good thing, tying your happiness to their fulfillment is a dangerous thing to do. Try to put this Stoic gem into practice by being thankful for the present every day, putting in a lot of effort into your work, and sometimes finding joy in the road itself instead of just the possible outcome. You can improve your quality of life and gain a competitive edge in a world full of comparisons by stepping away from the constant chase of societal benchmarks and finding your own ways to measure success and happiness. Real happiness and focused attention. Stand out, and you'll attract chances and real relationships that will make you stand out in a sea of people. To develop inner advocacy, you need to think and act in a way that supports and promotes your own goals, beliefs, and well-being. How to do it? Being self-aware means knowing your ideals, strengths, and weaknesses. Know your limits, what you want, and what you need. Being self-aware is the first step to inner activism because it helps you figure out what's important to you. Self-compassion means being kind and understanding to yourself, especially when things go wrong or when you're having a hard time. Accept that you are human and that you make mistakes without being too hard on yourself. Assertiveness. Learn how to be clear and polite when you say what you think, feel, and believe. Being assertive means speaking up for yourself while also taking into account other people's wants and points of view. Setting boundaries. To protect your time, energy, and emotional health, set good boundaries. Learn to say no when you need to, and put activities and relationships that are in line with your goals and ideals at the top of your list. Positive self-talk. Instead of bad self-talk, say positive things to yourself. Focus on your strengths and successes instead of dwelling on what you think are your flaws when you use affirmations. Looking for support. Spend time with people who make you feel good and give you strength. For advice, support, and validation, lean on friends, family, teachers, or support groups. Setting goals. Make sure your goals are clear, attainable, and in line with your values and hopes. Break down big goals into smaller steps that you can handle and enjoy your growth as you go. Self-care. Make time for things that are good for your physical, emotional, and mental health. This could include things like working out, meditating, having hobbies, spending time in nature, or being artistic. Always learning and growing. Be open to new things, new points of view, and chances to grow personally and professionally. Accept problems as chances to learn and develop a growth attitude. Advocating for others. Use your lobbying skills to help and support people who are being left out or who need your help. Listen to them, make their opinions heard, and fight for fairness and justice in your communities. By working on your inner voice, you give yourself the strength to go through life with confidence, strength, and authenticity, and you also make the world a better place. Number 2, controlling the dichotomy of control. Imagine you are in a peaceful garden with a gentle stream and fragrant flowers, creating a mystical atmosphere. You are sitting with other admirers who are seeking advice from a renowned Stoic philosopher. He shares a simple but profound idea. There are things we can control and things we cannot control. He says that mastering this distinction is the key to freedom and great success. Having a division of control is one of the main ideas behind Stoic philosophy. But how can this old idea help you beat 99% of people in this day and age? The idea of a dichotomy of control is one of the main ideas behind Stoic philosophy. This is a philosophy that has stayed the same over time, but it is very important in this day and age. Surprisingly, a lot of people today waste a lot of mental and physical energy on things they can't change, like other people's views. Frequently changing. This mismatch causes a lot of problems, like changes in the market, big global events, or even weather changes that are hard to predict. It causes stress and anxiety that aren't needed and takes people's attention away from things they can really do to make a difference. Their efforts get mixed up with other issues, which makes them less productive and less able to think clearly. Now, to see how this idea applies to the modern workplace in more detail, imagine that a young expert named John has a very important chance to persuade the company's board of directors to support a groundbreaking project. While JN doesn't have full control over the decision, he does have full control over how he prepares. John spends weeks researching, collecting data, and making sure that his presentation is carefully and logically put together. He spends time turning numbers and data into compelling stories that help the board of directors better understand the project's true value. On the day of the presentation, John not only gets over his nerves and stress, but he also makes sure that every detail of the presentation is done perfectly, and he answers every question from the board with insight. John makes a convincing speech that leaves no room for doubt, no matter what happens in the end. The great Epictetus. A famous Stoic philosopher said that we should always ask ourselves, is this something I can control or not? This saying guides us like a compass, pointing us in the right way. Every day, following the idea of control division changes your life. It all starts with being self-aware. Whenever you have to make a choice or face a challenge, stop and think about the things you can control. Then focus on those things while ignoring the things you can't control. Recognize them, but don't let them get in the way of your peace of mind or focus. If you can master this Stoic concept, you'll be ahead of most people who get stuck in outside factors. You are better than everyone else because you are clear and take focused action. This isn't about giving up and letting fate happen to you. It's an active dance with destiny, always guiding what you can control and accepting what you can't. Number 3. Embracing intentional discomfort. Imagine that you are in a peaceful courtyard with old olive trees providing shade. As the warm Mediterranean breeze caresses your face, you notice a small group of people gathering around a Stoic philosopher who is giving a speech. You do a strange exercise by deciding to wear underwear and sit on the ground instead of a nearby chair. Suddenly, you get a message from him. Growth happens at the edges of what feels bad. This Stoic theory of choosing to be uncomfortable may seem at odds with today's world, which is full of tools and technology made to make our lives easier and more comfortable. But maybe that's exactly why it's so useful for getting ahead of 99% of other people. Think about the basic rules of growth and maturity. Whether we're trying to get stronger, learn a new skill, or be more patient, progress usually happens when we step out of our comfort zone. But most people tend to go for what's easy and familiar, and when they do that, they often get stuck in self-imposed limits in their personal and professional lives. To make this more specific, give examples of athletes in the world of sports. Bolt didn't just follow normal training methods. He also had to put up with very difficult workouts. For example, he would often train at high elevations in mountainous areas, even going as high as 2,000 meters above sea level, to improve his body's endurance. Bad weather, like heavy rain or sweltering heat, didn't stop Bolt. It made him stronger and better prepared for international competitions. Choosing to be uncomfortable on purpose also changes our level of satisfaction. For example, let's say you and your family are traveling to a small village in the middle of nowhere and decide to try a famous local restaurant known for its tasty vegetarian food. Instead of huge feasts, you're served simple meals like fragrant brown rice, crispy tofu, and fresh greens from the area. Enjoy every bite of these simple, healthy meals with your family and friends in the garden. The simple joy of a simple meal becomes truly rewarding. You not only get to enjoy the natural and delicious flavors, but you can also feel the love and soul of the people who made the food. By choosing to be vegetarian on this occasion, you not only live a healthier life, but you also have a meaningful culinary adventure. As Seneca said, the spirit should be preparing itself for hard times, while fortune is bestowing favors on it. Using the Stoic philosophy can change your life. It can be as easy as taking cold showers, becoming a vegetarian, or putting yourself in situations that are difficult but in line with your goals. In a society where many people seek constant comfort, choosing the path of intentional discomfort not only builds patience, but also makes you stand out while others. You may avoid problems, but you actively seek them out because you know they hold endless chances for growth and distinction. A philosophy or practice called embracing intentional discomfort says that people should look for and deal with events that make them uncomfortable on purpose. Instead of trying to avoid pain, people who intentionally feel it know that it can help them grow and develop. This is one way to go about it. Find your comfort zones. Think about the parts of your life where you tend to relax or avoid difficult scenarios. Set clear goals. Think about what you want to improve or what you want to achieve that will require you to leave your comfort zone. Start out small. Take small steps away from your comfort zone to start. This could mean trying new things, speaking up in meetings, or starting talks with people you don't know. Be strong. Know that being uncomfortable is a normal part of growing. Recognizing your thoughts and pushing through problems will help you become more resilient. After going through something uncomfortable, take some time to think about what you learned and how you advanced from it. Find support. Surround yourself with people who will cheer you on as you move toward purposeful pain. They can give you advice, inspiration, and a new point of view. Keep things in balance. It's okay to feel uncomfortable, but don't let it take over your life. Take care of yourself and relax when you're feeling uncomfortable. Stay committed. Choosing to feel uncomfortable on purpose is an ongoing process. Don't give up on pushing your limits and testing yourself over time. People can build resilience, get out of their comfort zones, and find new ways to grow personally and professionally by accepting intentional discomfort. Number 4, getting something good from negative visualization. Imagine standing in a historic market, surrounded by bustling crowds, colorful stalls selling fruit and embroidered fabrics, and a humming noise in the midst of that noise. He feels drawn into a corner where a Stoic philosopher captivates the crowd with a seemingly contradictory lesson rather than imagining a life. Full of boundless joy and success, he advises you to think about possible difficulties and obstacles from time to time. He believes this is the key to a meaningful and resilient life. This is called negative thinking and may seem counterintuitive at first. Ultimately, we are often advised to think positively and focus entirely on our desires, but delve deeper into why exercising such stoicism could be the secret to staying ahead of the 99% of the population. Most people live in a constant fear of the unknown and the unexpected. You are deceived by life's surprises because you never made it mentally. Being prepared for them makes them weak, reactive, and often paralyzed by challenges. But what if you could develop armor for your soul? What would happen instead of being disoriented by unexpected challenges that you have already mentally trained for? When you're a technology entrepreneur, while many others are focused on developing new products for profit, you're always in a position to think about the worst-case scenarios. You've seen technology markets change quickly more than once, and you know that competition and the global economy can change at any time. Instead of worrying about these problems, you've come up with creative solutions. For example, when your flagship product starts to lose ground in the market, you quickly invest in research and development of new products to keep your company ahead of the competition. You've also set up an emergency fund to handle any problems that might come up. World negative thinking also sparks gratitude, a powerful tool that we often overlook in our rush for more. By occasionally thinking about the things we take for granted, like good health, a loving family, or even the luxury of a meal, we cultivate a deeper sense of gratitude for the present. This sense of gratitude not only lifts our spirits, but also drives us to make the most of what we have, giving us a direct advantage over others. Remember what Seneca said, "A man who suffers before he has to suffers more than he has to because he sometimes faces problems that could happen." By having bad thoughts, you're not making things harder for yourself. Instead, you're giving yourself the mental strength to deal with anything that comes your way in life. While most people are afraid of and avoid possible risks, you are getting ready for them and building resilience. This not only makes you strong to face challenges, but it also moves you ahead in the game of life, giving you an edge over the majority who aren't ready. People who follow the Stoic theory often engage in negative visualization, which means thinking about the worst things that could happen in their lives. Even though it might not make sense at first, practicing negative thinking could have a number of benefits. Feeling grateful. Imagine losing or not having something important in your life. This will help you value what you have more. This can help you be more thankful and happy with the way things are right now. Preparedness. Visualizing bad things can help you get ready in your mind for problems or difficulties that might happen in the future. By thinking about possible problems, you can come up with better ways to deal with them if they do happen. Resilience. Doing negative visualization regularly can help you become more emotionally strong by letting you experience bad feelings and thoughts in a safe way. This can help you build the mental toughness to get back on your feet after a failure and keep going when things get tough. Perspective. Negative visualization can help you see things more clearly by telling you that life is short and that you need to focus on what really matters. It can help you pay less attention to unimportant things and more attention to greater things. Making decisions. When you have to make big decisions, thinking about what could go wrong can help you make better choices. You can make choices that are in line with your long-term goals and values. If you think about the risks and effects that could happen. Negative visualization may seem negative at first, but it can be a very useful technique for developing gratitude, readiness, endurance, perspective, and better decision-making in many areas of life. Number 5. Practice journaling. Imagine walking into a huge library with lots of books and manuscripts all over the walls and accidentally running into a Stoic philosopher who is deeply engaged in writing. As you get closer, you realize that he's not writing down big ideas, but rather deeply personal thoughts in a journal. He tells you that each handwritten line in this private space becomes a mirror for the soul. At first, journaling may seem small or even counterintuitive to the busy life around you. With all of its noise and distractions, today's world rarely makes room for peace and self-reflection. Many people live their lives on autopilot, reacting to events instead of making them happen. Stoics, on the other hand, know how important it is to regularly engage in deep introspection and look within to understand their thoughts, feelings, and desires. To better understand this, let's look at a modern example. Mike is a young entrepreneur who is dealing with the stresses and difficulties of running a new business, even though it has had some early success. Mike often feels like worry and stress about the future. Mike chooses to try Stoic journaling to get to know himself better and deal with the problems he faces every day by writing down his feelings and thoughts. He starts to think about what's going on in his mind over time. Mike knows that he worries about things a lot. Besides things he can't change, like how the market reacts or what other people think, he also knows that he sometimes puts too much pressure on himself and his desire. Gets weaker under this stress with these ideas. Mike changes the way he thinks about work. He focuses on the things he can control and feeds his energy as he makes the change. Mike's experience has given him more balance, more confidence, and even a lot of success at work. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote down his deepest thoughts in Meditations, a work that wasn't meant to be published, but was meant to help him improve his own morals. In it, he said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Write them down in a book to make them clearer. Make it a habit to write in a notebook every day for a short time, maybe in the morning or evening. Reflections tests your gratitude and your views over time. This practice makes you more self-aware, helps you make better decisions, and makes you stronger. While many others may drift through your life with a journal, you become a guiding guide with wakefulness and clarity in a superficial society. Your dedication to self-awareness and personal growth makes you stand out, allowing you to find paths that few others have even thought of, let alone traveled. Writing down your practice in a journal is a useful tool that can help you learn and improve your skills. Whether you're a student, musician, athlete, or artist, writing in a practice book can help you stay on track, think about your progress, and give you structure. We'll talk about the benefits of keeping a practice book and how to make it a regular part of your life in this lesson. How to understand practice. Journaling. Practice blogging means writing down what you worked on, any problems you ran into, any big steps forward you made, and your thoughts on your progress during your practice sessions. Talk about the goal. Writing in a practice journal can help you see how much you've improved, set goals, and stay accountable for your practice habit. Pros of keeping a practice journal. To learn through evaluation, write about your practice sessions. This will help you figure out what went well and what needs work. Setting clear goals and keeping track of your progress. Writing down clear goals in your practice journal helps you stay inspired and see your progress over time. Accountability. Writing down what you do during practice makes you responsible for consistently working hard and getting better. Problem solving. Writing down the problems you face during practice sessions can help you come up with better ways to deal with them. How to begin writing in a journal. Pick out a format. Choose whether you want to use a physical notebook, a digital file, or a special app for writing in a practice diary. Set up a routine. You should write in your notebook before or after every practice session. To get the most out of practice journals, you need to be consistent what to put in. Write down the date, the length of your practice session, the tasks or pieces you worked on, any problems you had, any big steps forward or accomplishments, and your thoughts on your progress. Tell the truth and be specific. Write honestly about your practice time, including both the good and bad things that happened. Be specific when you talk about your feelings and thoughts. Advice on how to use a practice journal. Well, make goals that are smart. Make sure your goals are clear, measurable, doable, important, and have a due date. Not just the results, but also the process. Not only think about the end result, but also the methods and techniques you used during practice. You can use questions like, "What did I learn today?" or "What challenges did I overcome?" to help you decide what to write about. Go over and fix. Check your practice log often to see how you're doing and change your goals as needed. Case studies and real-life examples. Show examples of practice journal writings from different fields to show how practitioners use journals to improve their learning in different ways. Talk about how keeping a practice book has helped famous people do well in areas like music, sports, and school. Writing in a practice journal is a useful tool for anyone who wants to improve their learning and skill growth. Keeping track of your practice sessions, making goals, and thinking about your progress can help you grow faster and reach your full potential in the thing you're interested in. Start writing in your practice book today to reach new heights of success and happiness on your path to mastery. Number 6. Use problems as chances to learn and grow. Imagine you're in a poorly lit classroom with a serious teacher. He is talking to the students about an interesting metaphor, a windmill. Just like a windmill uses the strong wind that could knock down other buildings to power itself and grind grains, we can also use problems to our advantage. The Stoic view on problems is different from many of the natural ways people respond to them. For example, most people avoid or get angry when they face problems, but Stoicism sees them as chances to grow. Learning and building character. Think about the world of modern entrepreneurship. It's full of chances and challenges where creative people and passionate business owners like Peter can shine. When Peter decided to release a groundbreaking tech product, he did so in the face of fierce competition from a well-funded rival who had already released a similar tool. For many, this would have been the end of their plans and dreams, but Peter didn't see it as a failure. Instead, he approached it with a Stoic mindset, seeing it as a chance to learn, grow, and become Stoic. Peter knew that to stay ahead of the competition, he needed to come up with new products and make his marketing plan better. He was always looking for ways to improve his methods and connect with customers. By putting himself in his customers' shoes, Peter was able to fully understand what they wanted and needed. He knew that this was the only way to give them the best solutions and beat his competitors. A few months later, Peter not only kept his business going, but it also did very well. He used the tough competition to spur innovation and growth. Peter showed that Stoic thinking not only helped him get through tough times, but it also helped him get to the next level of success in his business job. He is a great example of patience. This Stoic concept encourages people to be creative and learn in a difficult world. To apply it to your own life, begin by changing the way you think about problems. When you face a problem, ask yourself, what can this teach me? How can this seemingly negative event push me forward over time? This way of thinking not only lessens the pain that problems can cause, but it also puts you in a position to use them to your benefit in a world where problems hold many people back. Being motivated by Stoicism to turn problems into breakthroughs builds personal strength and moves you forward on your life's path. People see walls, but you see doors. They see the end, but you see the start of something new. Number 7. Cultivating the cosmic perspective. Imagine that you are taken back in time thousands of years and are standing on top of a tall mountain next to one of the great Stoic philosophers. You and the philosopher have a deep conversation about the stars and share stories about the hard things that have happened in your life. You also talk about the unique pressures of living in the 21st century, like the constant comparisons on social media and the ideas from this cosmic view that were similar to those in Stoic thought, deep down and to the core. This point of view has to do with caring. Having a clear head when most people get caught up in the daily stresses of life and make every mistake, criticism and social expectation seem much worse. Stoics take a unique approach. They choose to zoom out, take a step back, and look at the vastness of the world in which we live. This existential view gives them mental clarity that most people can't find. To show how this cosmic view affects real life, here's a real-life example that anyone has probably been through. You've worked hard for years to reach your career goals, and you've always thought that you deserved chances to move up and be recognized for your efforts. But one day a co-worker you think is less deserving of the promotion gets it, and you start to feel disappointed and angry. When this happens, you start to think about the bad feeling, and it affects your whole day. At times like these, events can take over your thoughts and feelings, making you struggle with jealousy, hostility, or disappointment. But if you look at things from a cosmic point of view, you can see these things from a different angle. You ask yourself a basic question: does this matter in the grand scheme of things? Most of the time, the answer is a resounding no. This isn't meant to downplay real struggles or emotions. Instead, it's a powerful tool for discernment that helps you focus on what matters most by freeing you from being tied down by every little setback or consumed by unimportant goals. You have a big edge over the other 99% who may be chasing short-lived approval because you have a deep understanding of life's bigger picture and focus your energy on doing things that have a purpose. This strong point of view gives you the power to deal with life's difficulties with clarity and purpose, setting you apart from the others. Taking a Stoic view and seeing things from a cosmic point of view can become a driving force in your daily life. You can start your day with some quiet reflection and time to imagine what life is like, beyond yourself. When you're faced with a tough choice or a tough situation, you can take a moment to relax and enjoy the beauty of the universe. By changing your mindset, you cultivate a special clarity and tranquility that serves as the foundation for your actions and decisions. This timeless Stoic philosophy reminds us that the way to really go far is not through external pursuits, but through the internal dominance of our thoughts, emotions, and actions. We've talked about 7 different ways today, and I hope you've gained some valuable insights that will help you get ahead in life's big race. Remember that Stoic philosophy is more than just knowledge. It needs to be put into practice when life gets tough. Take a moment to think about where you stand on these 7 ways and which areas need more work and integration. I encourage you to share your own thoughts and experiences in the comments section. Which of these made an impact on you? Are there other Stoic lessons that have changed your view in a big way? Let's create a space for deep exchange and progress for everyone. Thank you for going on this philosophical journey with me. Until our next trip, may you always choose the path less traveled. That's the path of Stoic philosophy. Beating 99% of other people isn't easy, but with the 7 tips we've talked about, you can put yourself on the path to great success. Don't forget that every little thing you do today will lead to big things in the future. If you start today and always try to be the best version of yourself, you will not only beat 99% of other people, you will also achieve amazing things. Thanks for seeing this movie. At the end, you must have had a great time on our journey through 7 ways to get ahead. What impressed you the most? Please leave a comment below the video so we can know what you think. If you found this video helpful, please like it and share it with your family and friends. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We hope you'll keep following us every day. Thanks for watching.